Today, arguments appealing the conviction and death sentence of the Charleston church shooter were heard in Richmond. In 2017, Dylan Roof became the first person in the country to be sentenced to death for a federal hate crime. He was convicted of killing 9 black members of Mother Emanuel AME Church during a Bible study. Karina Bolster covered that trial 4 years ago while working at our sister station in Charleston. On your side at 6, she joins us live now in downtown Richmond with the very latest on today's hearing. Karina, how did it all go?
Well, Makia, these oral arguments were held remotely, so no one was physically inside the 4th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals for that nearly 3.5-hour hearing. Dylan Roof's attorneys, though, covering a wide range of topics, including whether or not Roof was even competent to stand trial. 2 competency hearings were held for Dylan Roof, one before his trial even started in 2016. The second to determine if Roof could represent himself during the sentencing phase.
He waived counsel for one reason and one reason alone, and that was to prevent his attorneys from presenting mental health evidence that he thought would ruin his reputation and undermine the reasons for committing his crime.
Court documents say Roof stood trial while mentally ill under the, quote, delusion he would be rescued from prison by white nationalists. But he believed that rescue would only happen if he kept quiet about his mental state.
Mr. Roof shunned all mitigation evidence. So he had family members, a pastor, people who had known him his whole life, who had known that he was nonviolent and that he was strange.
His attorneys believe such testimony could have stopped a federal jury from sentencing him to death. The federal government argued Roof had the chance to present the evidence and did not.
The court shouldn't vacate a death sentence based on a dispute about a mitigating factor that Roof didn't make any attempt to prove.
Roof's attorneys also arguing over the jury's confusion on how to evaluate Roof's potential for future violence. They claim the court failed to answer the jury's question adequately. But the Department of Justice still supports the statements made in court in 2017.
Was free to put on evidence that he had been behaving himself in prison. The prosecutor said, well, that's not what's happening. He's actually sitting there continuing to make racist writings and having no remorse for his crimes.
Now the case is in the hands of a panel of 3 judges. No word yet on when a decision could come down. Live and on your side in downtown Richmond, Karina Bolster, NBC 12 News.